change some more with the...
I'm just fast forwarding back to the part that we were at before the thing went out. Is it working well?
Health shock sucks.
It really helps, so. So it sucks, but the power went out midstream, which is terrible, but what can you do?
You can get good.
We're gonna go for 30 minutes to an hour, we'll see. After that mishap. I apologize for that. My power just went out for no reason. And then came back immediately.
The cat is still in the box.
Yes. How glowy is too glowy for a person, Ben?
I don't know, that's a good question.
When they become a neon light.
Okay, this is dear. Yaga have taken advantage of that and set up hunting grounds that make it easy to harvest demonic beasts.
Another chest.
It may not compare with what I heard. What I hear the old times were like, where they used to breed enough to domesticate beasts and farm on farms for everyone to eat. But nowadays, hunting grounds like that were where you can hunt in safety and rest easy, knowing the beasts will multiply over and over again, are lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a Yaga to die if we don't have enough to eat. And this town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. The whole town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry favor with the Tsar, and Koto with the Operniki. They know about the Yaga's ironclad law, that only the strong may eat. The malicious use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't defy the Tsar. I've got no choice but to run from the Operniki. But if these humans I've met really are mages, and they really do end up saving the world, maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away even a little. Of course, I don't know if I can even trust them. Well, I'll be damned. I can't remember the last time I killed this many. With a haul like this, I could still scrape by even after they pick me clean for taxes. Pataxi? What is it? You're looking flush today, aren't you? This is about my taxes right here, take it. Yep, that takes care of you. What about your mother's taxes? Hey, it's no fur off my stout. Your old lady's not pulling her weight anymore anyway. You know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any Yaga who can't hunt. Honestly, I don't even know why you bother paying her share. Doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here's my mother's share.
That dude sounds like a hoe.
This town has no use for my mother anymore.
But
She's well aware of that. So all she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death.
whoever that dude that's being a prick is sounds like a hoe.
I agree. Who is it? Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here.
Get along pretty well.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Don't worry about it. My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us? No thanks. She doesn't even recognize my face. Dementia. Oh, that's... Oh, man. That sucks. They say it happens once a Yaga gets up there in years. They say their memories get fuzzy. They start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. There's no point in keeping my mom alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have a right to eat. And she hasn't been strong for a long time. So then why do I keep helping her like this? 'Cause you care, my guy.
He's still
Sounds
your
more somewhere
mother.
in this DLC, I think.
He's still
He's
his
wanted
mother,
for
and
not
he
paying
can't
his
give up
tab.
on her easily.
I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in my biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was a good hunting spot right near the town that nobody even ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I still got a bunch left over even paying my taxes. Though I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. Snide remarks? It's a long story, never mind that. What other hunting grounds have you got for me? Hurry up and tell me so I can check it out. Gotta hunt while I still got the energy. Of course. Very well then. I imagine you may not have much of a response to the next question, but I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell us about that mysterious tree? If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me. What the hell is that thing? Do you remember when it first appeared? About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the Tsar performed for us. But it never actually gave us anything useful. The Operniki don't react to it either, so all I really know is that it's just a damn big tree. Are we done now? Because I want to check out those other hunting grounds. Well, just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that the information was insufficient. Oh, come on. Don't I have anything else I can trade you? Unless you're after my gun. And you can have that over my dead body. No, not that. We want a kite. A kite? All you have to do is collect some materials.
Does this guy got moves?
And I can tell you what we need right now if you'd like.
Does this little
Now
bugger
that-
have moves? Yeah.
Sure. Now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technological and cultural progression, I'm quite certain you should have little trouble finding them. Yeah, all he needs is 2 sticks, some cloth, and string. Not a lot of technical innovation there you need, Sherlock. Alright, as long as I don't have to leave town. And thanks. Thank you. I commend your decisiveness. Good show, Patixi. What do you want with a kite, Holmes? Shouldn't we have traded for food first? Oh shit, I didn't I see power. You're trying to generate power. Precisely. If you are to summon a servant again, you will need that Spirit Origin briefcase, power, and a ley line.
Wait,
That's
ice.
barbaric. Why, it's downright primitive. Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be used even in eras without electricity. All Rez need do to make use of it is to draw summoning circle on a ley line and wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike it. Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anybody else in history who could have made the summoning system this streamlined. Being me is so awesome. Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm? Our forecast says tomorrow. Suffice to say that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Mr. Rez, have you ever made a kite before? Yes, technically. Excellent! Now's the time to put that knowledge to use. Alright, here you go. They were all really easy to find. Are you going to tell me about those other hunting grounds? Of course, I am pleased to make an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably take me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put. Don't go outside. And don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. See you later, Patexi. Makes me feel well getting a send-off. Alright now then, it's time for arts and crafts. Remember, without this kite, you will not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. This may be the most important arts and crafts project in the history of mankind. No pressure. No. Not that one. That one. You're supposed to create that one. Not there. Oh, this is so frustrating. I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean. No, not there. How's a kite supposed to fly if you cut that? No, that's correct. The next cut needs to be on the opposite side. Really? I never knew that there was so much to kite making. I always thought you just stuck some poles to fabric like a tent. The whole thing just flies. Here's some water, senpai. Relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say though, this is kind of fun. I only hope it ends up flying well. I can bend the wire. I can bend the wire we're using for the kite's frame, senpai. I am a demi-servant after all. Don't be silly. In your normal form, you're even weaker than Rez is. Alright. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. I think I already have the thing up. Yeah, I already have the thing up. I need to... Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. The kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it will fly in this world. This world is enveloped by a raging storm after all. There's no telling how violent the winds may be, blowing at high altitudes. Nonetheless, the kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can. Damn, that's some lightning. Great, that was the last part. It might have been long. It might have been a long and windy road to get here, but at least we got here. Now, for the most important touch, what sort of picture should we draw on it? Damn it, Da Vinci, I'm a master, not an artist. What? But I was all set to paint a Vitruvian good enough to put on the Voyager. Stop that. You'll frighten the locals half to death. Just scribble some ASC2 expression on it and be done with it. Well, now I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one's sense of playfulness. Miss Curiolite, would you do the honors of drawing something? Of course, art design is one of my specialties. Don't worry, Master. I'll make sure it's a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice. We don't need that. It just needs to fly. They didn't show us a picture of the fucking kite! Well, it's certainly one of a kind. I'm sorry. I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane. Senpai, I'm afraid it didn't go so well. I like it. It has a unique charm about it. And it should serve to ward off evil spirits. Poor Mash. Now, you'd best be on your way. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Taxi to return. Holy shit, lightning. I'll leave him a note knowing where we are. Letting him know where we are. Okay, Master, let's sneak out of here.
Yeah, but didn't he say not to leave?
Yes, he did say not to leave. There are a lot more people, I mean, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. What was that sound?
Fuck.
Anastasia. Where are you, Anastasia? I am here, my Tsar. I have not been... It's fucking... Ah, my Empress, my beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace? Of course it is, my Tsar. The Operniki are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please, rest and do not be troubled. I see, so Russia is at peace. That makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia's borders. I must share it with those from other lands who can only shiver in the cold and wait for their ends. Tell me, how fares Europe and the Far East? They are too at peace, my Tsar. Europe has bowed to your will, and negotiations in the Far East are proceeding apace. The war is over, and Russia will have their allegiance soon. I see, that is good. No, that is not at all good. Good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor and expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness. Amadeus. Very well. So sleepy. Am I dreaming? Good night, my Tsar. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams. Did you get Ivan's attack under control? Yes, he is sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano. Even though the Tsar is from a Lostbelt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him. I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself now. Good, we need him to stay asleep for the time being. We can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading over on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible scenario. We must first be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lostbelt before we can do anything else. I will entrust him to Amadeus for a while and keep the rest and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that there is a rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion. No, not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen. And I can't stand that. As much as possible, I want to eliminate the chance of surprise from my plan. When I need your help, I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar has been safely secured. As you wish, you are my master, and I am your servant. I will trust in your judgment. Thanks. That'll be a big help. Pardon me, I hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. I'd watch your tongue if I were you, Metropolitan Macaris. You may be the star's mentor, but I am still a member of the Imperial family, and I will not tolerate such uncouth remarks. You wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Tsar's Imperial family. No matter what sort of family they might be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have met. How dare you? Wait, both of you stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other Lostbelts? Of course, this is very urgent, Cryptor number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have the chance to prove yourself in battle. You're kidding me. They already showed up? They have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our Russia. They haven't pinpointed their we still haven't pinpointed their exact location. Though this is still their first Lostbelt. It will take them several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them while they are still regaining their balance. I don't want to leave the Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Operniki handle them. Besides, Kronska is the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you going to do it yourself? That might give you the chance to be useful for a change. Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's condition worries me as well. So I would much rather not stay too far from Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Kronska, she may well be to blame for this little predicament, but she is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of a rather private matter, and is very much in line with her hobbies. She's supposed to be leading the Operniki. What else could she be up to? Karak, I'm told that woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga at exorbitant prices. So exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have, to even have a hope of purchasing it. I can't believe her. We come all this way and she's still going around picking on the weak.
Who?
Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Kronska, I can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between Lostbelts whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around in a destitute world like this one. I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into a tight spot, sneering at them, and stepping on them. She will never oppose us or the Cryptors. It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary who will get the job done as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she is here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, master of the Grand Duchess. Fine with me. If she's going to call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Operniki aren't going to die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Kionska to make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers for good this time. They're only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones, and take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. I really must point out, though, how terrible a thing it is for you to say... That is for you to say of your former comrades, Karak Zemlupus. And here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. I admit I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now as the only master in Russia in this Lostbelt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm going to pull off something a master from proper human history never could. I have to. Well, it's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured you have my full support. Kadek Zemlupus. I have nothing but respect for your aspirations and for your determination. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? So he's basically telling me to get over myself and accept that they're my rivals. The hell they are. They're just lucky that... They just got lucky, that's... You mustn't say things you don't really mean, Karak. Even if you are only bluffing, lies like that will only eat away at you. Karak, you weren't able to save the world. That is simply a fact, and one you must accept. They accomplished something you could not. That is why you must take advantage of this new opportunity to show everyone what you can really do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are, to demonstrate why you are a cryptor, why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world. I know, believe me, I know. Hey, we got our mystic code. I hope. Yep. The Chaldea uniform. Arctic. Alright, we've got a little bit of expanded view now. This is a fairly big map, so there's plenty they can do with this. More no battles. What do I have on? Okay, the Atlas Institute uniform. I thought I switched, but okay. This quest has no battles. Got it. Can we get, like, battles? I love talking and all that, but I'd like to do some fighting as well. There are a lot more people, I mean, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. What was that sound? Maybe we should just stay put. True, we probably should, but... What if we got just close enough to see what's going on, while making sure to stay out of sight? Great, then let's keep our heads low and sneak over. Looks like someone's handing out food. They're certainly lining up for something. Hello again, my little Yaga. Congratulations on making it through another day of in your miserable lives. It's so sad, isn't it? No matter how hard you work, you can never save enough to live on. I hope you move up in the world. But don't worry, your cute little guardian angel is here to help you survive this horribly dark, dreadful blizzard. Come on, don't be shy. Come on up and take a gander at my goods. There's nothing NFF services can't provide. Whether it's food, medical equipment, or even prohibited goods like alcohol. That's... That voice. The one positively dripping with honey atop ice cream atop even more honey. Both of you hide. Watch from as far away as possible. Do not approach under any circumstances, not unless you want to get ensnared in a honey trap like I was. Got it. Welcome to TV Kyongska's Honey Kitchen. Now open for business. Hello and good day. All you lovely customers. I do appreciate your knowingly patronizing my cruel little establishment. Oh yes, I know all about how hard it is being a Yaga. You have very hardy bodies, so hardy in fact that you're practically immortal. But the trade-off is that you burn through calories at a tremendous rate. Really, you all die so comically quickly if you aren't eating about 10 times the food a good old-fashioned human would. You might say that Yaga traded the ability to survive extreme cold for truly shoddy energy efficiency. At any rate, if you don't get enough calories here in Russia, you'll soon end up a Yaga-sicle. Unfortunately, I've come all the way... I don't really fucking care about your speech. How sad, how truly sad. Oh, she's fucking murdering them. She's murdering people who say no. Oh, fuck. She's just fucking killing them. Holy shit. I just speechless. At least we've avoided being spotted. Kyonska just left with the wagon, along with the Yaga who collapsed when their friend struck them in the head. Mash Rez, neither of you look or sound particularly happy about that. Tell me what happened as briefly as possible. Broad strokes will suffice. Kyonska, the woman who attacked Chaldea, was distributing food to the townspeople, but it looked like she was charging them high prices, enough that she was really just extorting them. Eventually, the Yaga started arguing with her about the prices, and then a fight broke out among them, and only half of the Yaga there ended up receiving food. I think the other half were probably killed by their friends. You mean the ones who acquired food did so by stealing their friends' money? Even if she attempted to reduce their numbers. Even if she was attempting to reduce their numbers, that's a needlessly cruel way to do so. I suppose culling half of the population will help the remaining Yaga, as there are fewer mouths to feed, but... Hey, spare me your cold-blooded analysis. The point is that Kyoska is a demon dressed as a woman. Whereas as of right now, you have no means of fighting back. Had Kyoska seen you just now, you would be dead, just like I would be. Of course, in my case, I turned a few of the Operniki into goo with my god-off punch magecraft. But a a pale imitation of a mage like yourself would have no chance. Lucky for you, you had some shadows to cover in. That suits you far better than a mage's outfit. In that sense, you did well. I understand how you must feel. So you did well to stay out of sight regardless. Director Gordoff. Still, what wretched strokes of luck! What a wretched stroke of luck to learn that Kyonska is here in Russia as well. I'll say, on top of that, she's a servant. These magical energy readings don't lie. She must have been concealing that in Chaldea. But she obviously didn't bother to here. She must be working for Kiristaria, for the Cryptarchs, or the Cryptors. So that priest is most likely a servant as well. There is no fucking way that fucking... Could they really make him into a servant? Was it the priest guy from fucking Kotomine? Is there really any possible way that Kotomine could become a servant?
Yes, there are plenty of digbags.
Since he was clearly there as Kyonska's equal. Nonetheless, what is it, Mr. Holmes? Are you concerned by the astounding lack of judgment that Mr. Gordov showed by unwittingly bringing both Kyonska and Father Kotomine to the Chaldea? I'll have you know that I'm the greatest victim in all of this. Have you no shred of consideration? Rez, what have you been teaching your charge that makes her think that it's okay to backtalk her superiors? That she said it with a straight face only makes it more painful. In Kyonska's case, you're quite right, Miss Curiolite. Gordov was undoubtedly lax in his venting. But so too was Kyonska's disguise immaculate. The same cannot be said for Father Kotomine. He was a genuine clergyman sent in an official capacity by the Holy Church. As such, Gordov had no advanced contact with him, and thus cannot be held liable. I believe Father Kotomine and Kyonska must have first met in person on a boat to Chaldea in the Arctic. Isn't that right, Director? Yes, that's right. I'm quite certain that he was absent from most of my meetings. In which case, they must have executed their plan via a network that we had no means of learning about. Shall we need to investigate that sooner? We shall need to investigate that soon. Now then. Da Vinci, Mr. Rez. Although untimely, there is something else I must tell you. There is no man by the name of Kotomine Kire employed by the Holy Church. Or at least there was no one by that name on the 2019 list of church's clergy. Yeah, because he was killed by Shiro in like every fucking route. So I guess that makes sense.
No. In Unlimited Blade Works, he was killed by good calling.
Okay, that's true, but he dies in every route of Fate Stay Night, and that takes place in 2012. Not 2012. I thought it was 2008.
Maybe it is like mid 2000s.
Yeah, mid 2000s. So there's no way he's alive at this point. Really? Then does that mean the name Kotomine Kire is made up? No, someone by that name did in fact exist at one time. However, according to Chaldea's records, 2004. Kotomine Kire died in Japan in 2004. So basically, he's a zombie. Ha! Has that sucker punching backstabber actually been a pseudo-servant all this time? Or maybe he's a servant that's basically a heroic spirit possessing a dead body? Well, is that sort of thing even possible? I wish I could say for certain that there is no heroic spirit who can be summoned using a dead body as its host. I've heard that Jack can, according to Fate Strange Fake, if Jack is summoned in any class other than Assassin or Berserker, Jack will kill the Master and become the Master. According to Jack Berserker.
So, hope you summon Assassin or Berserker.
So, hope you don't summon Saber Jack the Ripper.
No.
As he will...
Caster Jack.
Are you kidding me?
Spirits who may only be summoned as a pseudo-servant using a dead body as a hope. Wait. Hold up. But it is very possible that there are certain heroic spirits who may only be summoned as pseudo-servants, using a dead body for a host. However, this information can at least lay that theory to rest. The Holy Church report says the following. Gotominakere's dead body was completely incinerated at the time of his death, making recovery impossible. So we're going off of the Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works route, where Kakalin burned the building down after killing Kotomine. Good to know what universe we have set this game in.
Wait, what happened in Hansfield?
I believe he was killed by either evil Sakura or he was killed by Shiro. In other words, Father Kotomine's body no longer exists, at least not in our world. Does that mean that it is a possibility? That is a possibility, but at this point, that is all it is. We have far too little information to theorize any further. Well, I thought I smelled something delicious. Do I detect some adorable little rats hiding out in this back alley? I do wish I could let you get away, but now that I've found you, I certainly can't do that now, can I? Especially not after Kotomine just told me to squash any repulsive insects I happen to find. The fuck? Hello, my little Chaldeans. Congratulations on making it back alive. I must applaud your luck and sheer tenacity.
Hey Ben, which pie do you want?
What?
You want pie, right?
I already had pie.
Which pie?
The key lime.
Alright, so you want apple next?
No, I'm good. Master, get back.
Get good.
Ah. Look at you, bravely trying to keep your master safe. But you should really know better, Mash. If you're going to act tough, you can fight. Like you can fight, you better be ready for your enemy to call your bluff. Consider your current situation, your abilities, your position. You might be okay with dying yourself, but what about the boy behind you? At times like this, the best thing you can do is throw away your pride and roll over like the dog you are. We'll never roll over for you. Just kidding. It's hilarious to see you flailing about so desperately, Rez. Luckily for you, I'm still not done with my work for today. And I like to do one job at a time. So I won't come looking for you until tomorrow. Killing you now would go against my principles. So for today, I'll be generous and let you off on your merry way. Besides, I expect that it'll make things more interesting down the road. After all, it's not fair for Kaduk to have all the advantage. We should give you at least something of a fighting chance.
She doesn't.
First you destroy Chaldea, now you want to pit Senpai against Kaduk and the others? Calm down.
There's no fighting chance.
But that's right. I'm going to have you and the Cryptarchs kill each other, Rez. That's what we've been working towards all this time. It would be a huge disappointment if that build-up were fizzled out by the very first Cryptor. Good grief. I trust you're listening in, Sherlock Holmes. How could you let them go without any protection whatsoever? Shouldn't you be way more cautious? If any other servants had been assigned to Russia instead of me, your little journey would be over now. I never thought we'd see an enemy servant concerned for her opposition. Although the other servants, you say. Would you mind giving us any more hints while you're at it? What's your true name? Who's your master? How many of you are there? And furthermore, what is this singularity really called? That's more like it. It's not worth crushing you unless you're putting up a decent fight. You did put one over on me back in Chaldea after all. Next time I see you, I'll have to pay you back double. And unfortunately for you, I won't be offering up any more hints. I've been working my fingers to the bone over the past year to get everything ready. You just have to figure out whatever you don't yet know for yourself. Our leader, some word I cannot say because it's alien to me, has come from far, far away and is intentionally staying out of the spotlight right now. Why did you torment the Yaga? Oh, that? You mean you can't tell? Just because I'm your enemy doesn't mean I'm an ally to Russia, to Kadok Zamlupus. In the end, the Yaga are another branch of human evolution. That makes them very much an object of hatred for me. So I exploit them as brutally and thoroughly as I can. It's my life's work, and I enjoy it and take it seriously. Besides, the whole notion of a societal structure that exploits the poor was something that you humans came up with, wasn't it? Oh, but violence is bad. We don't want that now, do we? I have made use of military force back at Chaldea. I may have made use of military force back at Chaldea, but only because I had no other choice. Normally, I wouldn't have resorted to such barbarism. If I had had a year or so to carry this out, I would have made sure you all ended up killing each other much more peacefully. Resorting to something as brutish as violence to destroy what you want, or destroy what you detest, is the height of human folly, and yet you still did it. Your kind brought destruction upon your own heads. You have no plans to stop. I have no plans to stoop to your level. So there you have it. I won't lay a finger on you. I've already fulfilled His Imperial Majesty Ivan the Terrible's request to eliminate the biggest threat, Chaldeus. Controlling the Operniki now is just a bit of after-sales service. You're going to fight this cryptor, and I'll let him command the Operniki instead. So you're saying you have no intention of fighting us here? Because we're completely powerless? You're going to let us go because we're not worth your time. That's right. That's right. Nice to see you finally understand, Mash. I'm impressed you were able to face the facts you really, really didn't want to. So I'll tell you what. In honor of that show of earnestness and loyalty, I really will let you off the hook this time. Truth be told, I was planning on gobbing you both right after you'd let your guard down. What? That's it. That's the way, Mash and Rez. Don't fight an opponent you can't beat. That's the first law of the jungle. Since you're smart boys and girls, I'll go ahead and make you a promise. If you manage to survive Russia, I'll be sure to come and see you again, and when I do, we can hash things out, mano a mano. Keep on scurrying around like the little rats you are until then, okay? I'm an advisor to the cryptos, you see. As long as you keep on your journey, we will meet again. Enemy servant. Is this really the energy signature of a servant? Regardless, I've lost that wicked magical energy signature. I'm sorry, Master. I wanted to do something about her, but I couldn't. Well, Mash, I couldn't do anything either, so it's fine. I know, but well... Now that I've calmed down, I have so many questions. Why did she reveal herself to us? Because she could, and there was nothing we could do about it.
Ow.
Probably how she gets her kicks. What was that scream? Oh, there was a scream. I didn't have my headphones on. This is very bad. I understand how angry you both must be seeing Chaldea's destruction, but I need you both. I need you both calm. Seems things have taken a worse in town. Make your way back to Paxy's home immediately and mind your surroundings. Understood. Okay, Master. Let's keep out of sight.
forgot that this gun does some.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
enemy and friend alike.
Oh, light of the Tsar. Everyone in this town is good. Okay, so we're like fucking people are getting beaten up. Baxi? Come to think of it, they did seem to be treating him a bit strangely. There's something shady about him. His father was killed for defying you guys. He's been really flush lately too. He must be selling information to the rebel army. He's the one with the traitorous rebel army. Are you kidding me with this shit? Why do you have to show up now? Who are you calling a traitor? You. Everyone knows you're with the rebel army, right, guys? You bastard. Then how do you explain that haul? All the town's hunting grounds are sealed off. But you managed to pay your taxes and still had food to spare. That's all the proof we need.
That is a lot of legendaries.
Alright. I did my part. So long, Paxi. Are you a member of the rebel army? You stand in defiance to the Tsar. You lack respect for the Tsar. Those who turn their back on the Tsar's glory will be tortured until they have confessed their sins and executed. Do not resist. Oh yeah, watch me. He shot him. Paxi just openly defied the Tsar. Oh shit. Treasonous action confirmed. Normally you would be eliminated. See that? That's what happens when you go flying off the handle without thinking. Still, I must commend him for his timing. This will be an excellent distraction. Now then, Rez, I trust you know what to do next. Head to the ley line where the Operniki are occupied with the beast. I'm ready, Master. Let's go save Paxi. Right. Huh? Why would you do that? Because we can. I understand your confusion, Goroff, but it's simply how Chaldea rolls, as they say. I do hope you will learn to accept it. Rest assured that endeavors like this are far from fruitless. They may be fraught with risk, but their returns more than make up for it. That's right. This is the ship we're on after all. Besides, this will also help save his life. Alright, Rez, grab Paxi and get out of there. If you don't do something, he's gonna keep fighting the Operniki until they kill him. I think so too. If it comes down to it, then I'll... It's not coming down to that, Mash. Treasonous action confirmed. Normally you would be eliminated. At most, Captain Kionska's is handling our actions. At the moment, our protocol and our pay. We cannot carry out any executions without her approval, so instead we will crush your limbs and neutralize you. Baxi! What are you guys doing here? We'll explain later. Please follow us. We know a surefire escape route. What's with her? She doesn't have any fur like Mistress Kronska. Is that the Kolden everyone's been talking about? What are you... Rebels have no right to speak. Hold your tongue. Damn it all. Let's go. There's too many of them. You think I don't know? Wait. You guys have fought the Operniki before, haven't you? Yes, we have. So we know we know full well how quickly they move. Don't worry. I know we can get away quick. I know we can get away. Indeed. However, what the fuck? Why did the app close? For fuck's sake. Indeed, however, know that if you follow our suggestions, you will no longer be able to return to this town. That is acceptable to you. If that is acceptable to you, you will have our full support in making your escape. How about it? Why would that matter to him? You saw how the other creatures ratted on him. You there. You've been on the outs with this town for some time now, haven't you? Surely you can't possibly have any lingering attachments. Even still, colluder spotted. The captain must hear of this at once. Requesting authorization for execution.
Ben? So
Not right now, I am reading things. Damn it. Alright, I'll come with you. Now hurry up and lead the way, Rez. I don't want to get shot in the back. You don't want to get shot in the back, do you? Good, you managed to escape the town. I'm glad to see no one was hurt. We made it. Yes, Senpai's plan to knock things over in the alley to slow their pursuit worked wonders. Yeah, it was like something out of an old Japanese samurai movie. The kind where the hero escapes by periodically stopping to cut down one of the bad guys. Though, of course, you see that kind of thing in London slums all the time, too. Good thing the Obaniki never tried to shoot you. You probably wouldn't have made it out otherwise. I don't know what happened, but I guess there must have been some sort of mistake in the chain of command. Indeed, we should all be grateful for this stroke of good luck. For now, I'm afraid you must keep moving. I've put a beacon at your destination, Miss Curiolite. Would you mind showing Patixi? Of course, here, Patixi. I see. So it's a top-down map of a mountain. It's tough to tell what's with all it's hard to tell what's what with all these bumps. So I get it. It's showing the mountain's elevation changes. That's pretty nice. That red light is your destination. Once you arrive at the mountain path, I would like you to lead the way.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Time to play. Overreach.
A map can only tell you so much after all. As you are a local, we will have to place our trust in your knowledge of the region. Naturally, I would like to avoid any areas where demonic beasts are known to appear. And do remember that we are under pursuit. Yeah, I got it. Come on, Rez, Smash. Let's get going. Although now that I think about it, I get the feeling you guys have been pulling my strings this whole time. A whole lot of people really hate you guys, don't they? That they do. Especially good, honest people like yourself.
How many people hate you though, Ben?
I don't know. Not that very many people that I know of. Alrighty. Do we actually have a fight? Okay, so this is the last thing we'll do for today, I think. Because it's been a while. Okie dokie. Marcus, can you lower that?
Is that me?
Are you sure?
Yes. You saw me turn it down.
Okay, yeah, it's at 8. The only reason you're doing that on the TV is because you refuse to play it on the docked form.
Because the
I don't feel-
is very bad.
I don't feel anyone staring daggers into my back anymore. Yeah, but it's also not your Switch, so you should listen to the guy whose Switch it is.
Alright.
Looks like we finally lost the Opera Niki. Damn it, why'd this have to happen to me? I'm so sorry. This is all our fault. We didn't know anything about this place, but we still had you take us to your house. Knock it off. Just forget about that. I wasn't thinking straight either. This is what I get for jumping at the chance to strike it rich without thinking it through. It's my fault as much as yours, so that makes us even. There's one thing I still don't get.
Hello.
Why didn't you use me as a decoy and run off when you had the chance? Still haven't returned the favor you did for us. Are humans really as stupid as you guys? times like that, you're supposed to let the other guy take the fall. But you guys couldn't keep your nose out of it, huh? I mean, it's not like me dying's gonna make any difference to your survival. Indeed, the Beastman is exactly right. You're nothing but a defective demi-servant and a useless third-rate master. That's why I told you to stay out of sight instead of getting into fights. You can't win.
Like, forgot I was in a party chat a bit.
My body just moved on its own.
There we go.
I don't get it. Why would you do that? There was nothing in it for you. You only save people. I only saved people because I had something to gain from doing it.
Aren't we all?
The Yaga way of life is simple. Only the strong get to eat.
Like that Symmetra Torm combo.
Oh, but surely the weak serve a purpose as well by providing meat for the strong to consume. That is typically the law of the jungle, after all. Not for us. For us, the weak aren't even worth eating. Every Yaga knows that. Man, you mages throw me off my game. I assure you, most mages would make the same choice you would under those circumstances. The one there with you now is the odd man out. He is motivated primarily by his emotions rather than what he stands to gain or lose. Damn it. I guess I'll just have to lay low for some time in some other town until the Operniki forget about me. Hell, at this point, maybe I really will join the Rebel Army. Rebel Army, I remember hearing them mentioned before. I presume they are a group who takes issue with Ivan the Terrible's reign. That's right. Word has it that they've been around in some form or another for the last 450 years. Sometimes it was nobles fighting, sometimes it was the normal folk who'd run out of food. But whoever it is, it almost always ends with the Operniki slaughtering them. Though nowadays it sounds like they're still putting up a good fight. Also, I heard a strange rumor about them. I remember now. They say there's a lady archer who still looks like one of the old humans before Ivan's reign began. Maybe an archer class servant. I don't know much. I don't much care for bows myself. Though I guess they can work decently against some of the larger demonic beasts. If she really is a servant, we definitely need to meet her and see if she can help us. And at the very least, she's already fighting Ivan the Terrible, so it's safe to assume that our goals are already closely aligned. And if she's a rogue servant, so much the better. Servants can't reach their full potential without a master. After all, if you tempted her with a contract, she might even offer to join us of her own accord. That would be nice. A servant's a servant after all.
Nope, they're all there.
So there's a servant summoned here, but it would not seem to be a counter-reaction on part of the Holy Grail. Perhaps this servant was summoned in consequence of our arrival with the proper human history spirit origin graph, or perhaps she is the last bit of resistance in this land. No, human history itself had to offer. Holmes, is something on your mind?
Yep.
Of course. There's never a moment where my mind is not occupied. And in order for us to truly be able to accept or to act here, we must ensure that the servant summoning is successful. You should see an area well suited to summoning now. A cave, to be precise. I see it. It's hard to see in this blizzard, but I think I can make out the cave now. I also heard thunder overhead. I understand it's statistically very unlikely, but I am a bit concerned about us getting struck by lightning.
I'm staying on it as long as I can, but they have
Sorry about that. I'm glad you made it there in time. The thunder is the mark of some extremely precious energy after all.
I couldn't stay on it any longer.
Okay, Rez, time to fly that kite. Go on and help him, Mash. Alright, leave the flying to me, Master. By the way, Da Vinci, is it safe to fly a kite in a storm like this. It is safe to fly a kite in a storm like this, right? You're sure I'm not going to get electrocuted or anything, right? Oh, that's not a reassuring response. This is why you really shouldn't work on such short notice. This is way too easy to forget about. It's way too easy to forget about details like that. Never mind that now. Come on. Get that kite up in the air. Chop chop. You never answered the question.
Well, it's all Sebastian.
Look, Benjamin Franklin did an experiment very similar to this, and he came out just fine. And everyone else who's copied that experiment has died horrifically. Well, some of the people who try to replicate this results weren't so lucky. But you can't do science without breaking a few science or eggs. What sort of monstrous servants are you? I've never seen a hostile working environment. I've never seen such a hostile working environment. Wait, that is it. You've just had I've just had a flash of inspiration. Rez, use your head. There's a dangerous job to be done. Delegate it to someone else. You say that Yaga there is with you. Perhaps his kind doesn't mind being zapped with lightning. Are you nuts? I wouldn't last 2 seconds. Lightning's one of the star's most powerful weapons. It'd fry me like a piece of crust bacon. How dare you question my intelligence, Beastman? You're already thinking of revolting against this star of yours, haven't you? There's no turning tail and running away now. You need to face reality. Reality? That's rich coming from some furless bunch of pink-skinned humans from some fairy tale paradise.
I mean, it works if they know.
It would seem that the lightning here is strong enough to discourage even young Pataxi. At last, we have no alternative. Miss Curioli, please connect the wire to the Spirit Origin briefcase. Once that is done, I want you to run as fast as you can while holding the kite horizontally. Understood. I'll make sure the kite gets airborne. Here goes.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only game I've left recently that wasn't me lagging out was this guy kept.
The kite has reached the center of the thunderclouds. Activating conversion spell now. Way to go, Mash. Good. Continue to keep an eye on the kite, Miss Curiolite. Mr. Rez, remain on standby near the Spirit Origin briefcase. It is crucial for the summon that you be there. This is a forced summon. Once one of the heroic spirits you have bonded with has been summoned, they will convert the lightning into magical energy and use it to form a Spirit Origin. But that alone will not keep them here for very long. If a servant summoned via human magecraft is to remain in this world, they needed an anchor, a master that can serve as their anchor. Your job is to converse with the servant that appears and form a contract with them immediately. Got it.
Well, when you're in Lucio, we're clustered.
What's this all about? Man, that thing's really up there. I swear, I have no idea what these humans are thinking.
We're all clustered up in one spot. You get a lot.
We have no idea what we're thinking. Hold on, Holmes. Just because this isn't the Russia we know doesn't mean that we can't let some commoner witness magecraft being performed. Can't you get that wolf to go somewhere else? Surely you don't want him to ruin his life by showing him something he's better off not knowing. I suppose you do have a point. Very well, then I will speak with him.
I'm just gonna spam down that way to get some old shards.
Pixie, I'm terribly sorry to ask this of you, but we're about to perform a highly secret ritual here. Would you mind waiting outside the cave until it's complete? Again, I do apologize. Wait, what?
We've got an ash behind us, don't know where.
So I'm not good enough to see their secret little ritual, huh? Damn it. They wouldn't even be here if I hadn't shown them the way. What do I care about rituals?
I need some help with
I can smell them.
Never mind, I got
So
it.
they're over here, huh?
I just need some heals.
Most Jaga got their whole lives without even hearing about mages, let alone meeting one. I know that mages work with Ivan, the Terrible, to perform the spell that combines humans and demonic beasts. The one that created us is the Yaga. And I know that if they hadn't turned us into Yaga, we'd probably never have survived the Great Cold Wave. They say that mages are still at work trying all sorts of spells in hopes that one of them can save the world. Of course, they also say that mages were killed when they got on Ivan the Terrible's bad side. That all the mages were killed when they got on Ivan the Terrible's bad side. All the rumors are so vague as to be damn near worthless. I know that mages exist, but I've no idea what they actually do. I figured that, being a mage and all, they'd have so much magical energy that even a Yaga like me could sense it. But as far as I can tell, this Rez guy isn't anything special. If he were a Yaga, he'd have been too weak to survive more than a day after being born. He'd have no idea why the Aperniki would care about him, or any of them. I have no idea why the Aperniki care about him or any of them. Still, I can't help but think. Maybe he really will end up saving this world. Which is why I can't stand them keeping this ritual a secret from me. Not after they've gone and gotten my hopes up like that. I can sense these two humans now, along with a ton of magical energy. Alright then, let's see what this secret ritual is all about. What is that?
The secret ritual is about guns, love, and tentacles, bro.
No. It was an intricately designed symbol of magecraft, one meant to make a miracle possible. Everything's in place, Master. The Spirit Origin briefcase is now enough charge for a single summon. The boy extended his right hand and called out loud and clear. My will creates your body, your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and abide by this will, the reason then answer me. By this will and reason then answer me. I hereby swear, I embody all that is good in the world, and shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in the three words of power, come forth and circle from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales.
I think you were in the last game, weren't you?
What? Those words brought about genuine
Your
miracles.
last game, I think.
They are an incantation spun in search of bravery and wisdom, all in the service of overcoming any difficulties that may stand in the way. The Fate System, a secret ritual for summoning heroic spirits. Avarice Brawn!
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
We summoned Avarice Brawn?
You're in good,
That's unsuspected.
How did I miss
but
that book?
he
I got
is
that
a rather
fixed
good
out
sermon
and
for the
everything.
situation.
For the
you are-
situation we are in, I don't think we could have summoned anyone much better. I mean, this guy is a walking army. Literally, this guy is a walking army.
So you
We could
basically-
not have summoned someone better than Avarice
I
Braun.
So you
got the
basically
right
summoned
hashtag
an
up,
army.
but I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump off. It's fucking
My name is Avis Braun. I am a caster. I come in response to your summon.
stagger me for ult charge.
It would seem,
Farming me there.
though, that the circumstances are somewhat unusual. And you, over there, are you an enemy?
Halfway to ult already, so I could whole hog him up.
Pataxi? I thought this might happen.
Try and avoid
You saw a
swinging
secret
the
summon. You saw the secret summoning ritual. Cursed fool of a beast! How dare you trample over my kindness? Rez, order that servant over there to dispose of the witness. No. Now calm yourself, Gordolf. Surely there is no need in a world with no mages association, for that matter.
Yeah.
Even
well,
if we weren't able to keep the summoning ritual perfectly secret, I doubt there is anyone in this Russia that could decipher it.
there yet.
Besides, I believe Pataxi understanding
They are
our
really
power
fucking
would,
aggressive
in
up
fact,
here.
be to our benefit. That guy just appeared out of nowhere.
They're
Hey,
literally in our
hey,
spawn. They're
are you human?
in our spawn.
I am not. I am a servant,
I'm a chainsaw.
one who long made his mark on history. Thanks to my accomplishments, I ascended to the throne as a heroic spirit. I serve this man, for he is my master. Okay, backstory on Avarice Braun. So, I wasn't a fan of Avarice Braun in the show, and I've said that on this stream before, but Avarice Braun as a person is extremely interesting. This man wrote the book on how to create a homunculus. I don't know if that book is accurate, but this man wrote the book on how to create homunculi and golems. So, it's fucking cool, man. This guy is very interesting. He was also a noted scientist at his time. So, I mean, there's that. Heroic spirit. Then does that mean you're like Ivan the Terrible? Ooh, so our enemy is Ivan the Terrible, eh? That's gonna be difficult. Looks like we've got an intellectual sort. As a result of my summoning, I know all the information my master possesses. That said, it seems there are still many things we have yet to learn about this strange land. Now then, where to begin? Before we discuss matters further, why don't I show you what I'm capable of? Demonic beasts. Damn it, I didn't even notice them following me here. A word of warning before I fight. My body is frail and weak. I may be the least useful of all the classes, in the sense that I cannot do anything by myself. But I am also a miracle worker. So to begin, I would like to show you what matter of miracles I am capable of performing.
That's the kind
This
of
guy...
nutshell.
I like this guy. This guy is smooth.
Don't get me wrong, Junk's a great.
Now then, let us do battle.
Makes it go. It's like, now then.
This guy can talk. I've always had an affinity for the intellectual types.
This guy, in the situation you were in, he was one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's very few that could be as good in this situation as our boy here.
Yeah. Gil Myers just walked out and just knew my L is Ivan the Terrible.
There's a probability there. I forgot to switch my,
Actually, Gil knew my L is an entire...
Oh, they made him level 80. Our buddy here has all his skills and he's level 80. I have this guy on JP and I love him so much on JP because he's so useful. Just getting a free... What? He's level 3. He's also in the general pool, so you can just go in the general pool and grab him. He's like one of the best insta-death targets because he's one of the best death targets because he applies, he heals the party a bunch and then he applies, remember he applies Mary's, invuln on everybody. When he dies, his third skill applies a full heal, so Arash's spawn CE, and then Mary's volume and hydrangea. Remember volume and hydrangea? Yeah. It applies volume and hydrangea to the party. It's great. A lot of folks early on in his lifespan used him in challenge quests just to get volume and hydrangea on a bunch of people. Really good servant. That was incredible. Those stones, they just flattened those Krishtaks like it was nothing. These are my golems. I'm too weak to fight myself. So my only option is to have them do so on my behalf.
And they do so very well.
Now, master, we can talk more later. First, I'm going to make this cave my workshop. That should strengthen our ability to summon, which will in turn allow us to make use of your spirit origin graph. This guy's a fucking genius. Literally, the best option. He's like, I'm going to make this place my workshop. Then, we get summoning, boys!
And you're like, I can get behind this.
Servants registered within that briefcase. Whenever you like. You will, of course, only be able to do so in combat, as this power is sadly quite limited in its scope. Now then, I shall rest. Until the workshop is complete.
There we go.
He just... Golems! Make my workshop! Mash Curiolite. Or Master Rez. Mash Curiolite. And Patixi the Yaga, was it? Allow me to introduce myself again. My true name is Avis Braun. As you can see, I am a caster. Just a humble maker of golems. But given the circumstances, it would nonetheless seem that I am just a servant for the job. So you weren't part of the Spirit Origin graph. Mr. Rez never met you before, Then it must have been the land itself crying out for help that brought you here rather than a bond with him. It would seem that the existence of heroic spirits cannot easily materialize in this world. Nope, just one more thing that sets this place apart from a singularity. I guess this is what that magecraft theory was talking about. But that can wait. For now, I'm just glad we have a new ally. And one who seems to be very helpful at that. Avis Braun. Given your particular expertise, do you think you might be able to repair the Shadow Border's armor? Let me see the data. By all means, go on and give it to me straight.
There's Zarya, Ryan, both just rushed me.
Well, first we'll need to find the right materials. I should be able to craft a suitable armor plate as long as we have a quality ore imbued with magical energy.
Nice.
Ordinarily, such ore is only traded among mages. But I believe we should be able to find some here. Good answer. Just what I expected to hear from the forefather of all golems. Mind if I leave him in charge of fixing the Shadow Border's armor, Holmes? Not at all. That would certainly be a great help. Now then, Mr. Rez, Mash Curiolite, Patixi. I believe we should decide on our next course of action. Assuming that's alright with you, Goroff. Of course. I will have the final say, yes? Naturally. Da Vinci, I would ask you to continue learning everything you can regarding the materials. For the other matter we discussed, that is. Okay, I'm on it. Right. In brief, I believe our next move should be to rendezvous with this rebel army. We now know that its leader is a servant. Moreover, there is a strong chance they will elect to join us, given they oppose Ivan the Terrible. We don't even know where the rebel army is. I believe Patixi can be of assistance to that. You do know where they are, don't you? Not exactly, but I do know where a few of the villages. I do know a few villages of a few villages there that are rumored to have ties with them. Word has it they provide them with food and hide them from the Operniki, that sort of thing. Then that is where we will go. I trust that it's all right with you, Director. A village where rebels gather. I don't much care for the notion. But then again, I won't have to be the one going in there anyway. Very well then. Be off with you, Rez. I await good news and a much overdue supply of food. Shadow Border's reserves are nearly empty, and the state of one's belly is a direct effect on morale. I am sure you are well aware of this, but the Border's staff are mentally exhausted as well.
Are you still alive?
Yes, I'm still alive.
Oh my god.
I'll end it in a little bit after this chapter.
Okay. I'm gonna completely after the box.
No, I didn't say that. They have been battling hunger, the cold, and cabin fever for some time now. At least you've been able to walk around outside. Alright, I almost forgot about that little problem. But, are we sure we can even eat Kittastak meat? We had better be able to eat it. Forget the roast beef now. I'd be happy with a side of bacon. The Muski family has been practicing alchemy for generations. Even if the meat does contain toxins, the rest assured I can make it edible. I've been stranded and alone in a snowy mountain countless times before, so I've invented my own spells to turn bad meat good.
Wow.
I can even transform spoiled meat into sirloin. Why else do you think I'm known as Musky the Phoenix? What's up?
You did say you would play later on.
Yes,
I remember.
but you
Yeah.
tried to push it.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. I didn't say I would do it right after I was done streaming.
That was
No, that's exactly what you said. What do you mean? You said I said I'm gonna end it after end the stream after this chapter, and then you said and then we play Jack in the Box, which means right after. I'm literally quoting her.
Whenever you can.
Yes, give me more charge.
Wow, what a useless, total useful spell.
Alright.
It's definitely a narrow niche, but it's one that we need right now. I'll do my best. I don't want to hear your best. I don't want your best, I want results. My future is resting on your shoulder after all. Yes, sir.
Boy, we're down.
Now you're buckling under the pressure.
There's Arya's one. I almost had her. I had to jump down for heals quickly though.
Okay, is that the end of that? Yeah, that's the end of that.
This is gonna be a bit tough.
Alrighty.
As far as gonna slay into us from above.
So, with that being said, it's nice to have you all here, but I'm gonna end things before I start getting harassed even more by my family. You guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all here tomorrow with more of this.